Hey guys, I don't know if you remember a video I did about a month ago where I said something along the lines of I have a special guy coming. Well, it's been a month. He is here, and he is Masterpiece Sunstorm. So first we're going to take a look at the box. This is the standard box. All Hasbro Masterpieces have been coming in for a bit. For 5, I think Grimlock, there's been Grimlock, Prowl, Soundwave, him, and somebody else, I can't remember, as I removed tape. So here we have a nice picture, but this isn't the correct picture. This is a picture of the MP03 Masterpiece Starscream mold repainted to be Sunstorm, and which is not the actual mold you get, but I will talk about that in a minute. This is a prototype of what could have been if they had decided to release Sunstorm earlier, but I'm glad they didn't release this guy, because there are some issues I've seen with this mold, and I'll compare the toy with this picture later. We got some nice Japanese text, some kanji I don't know. Masterpiece, I'm assuming it says Sunstorm here. It might say Masterpiece Transformer Sunstorm. Somebody can tell me. Nice Transformers name in the Decepticon purple. Full Decepticon logo right there. This is of course a Toys R Us exclusive. We got MP05 Decepticon Spark Hunter Sunstorm. Of course, it's Decepticon logo. Nothing on the bottom. Nothing on the side. And here is your bio. Like, too close to the sun and you'll get burned. Get too close to Sunstorm and you'll be dissolved into a puddle of liquid scrap. The Maniacal Warrior's radiation-emitting armor has the power to melt the metal of nearby bots, disabling their circuits and scrambling their brain module in the process. Some might say this is a quirk of science, a glitch that triggered a reaction when Sunstorm was forged. Sunstorm himself would say it's something more, a gift from a higher power that he must use on those who deserve to feel his wrath. That might be a little much, but do you really want to argue with him? And that's pretty much it on Sunstorm. He is technically a clone of Starscream. So, and yeah, that's about it on the bio. That's everything he is. He's the guy who thinks he was given superpowers by Primus, I guess. And in Japan, they did release a Sunstorm who was more orange, deep orange, and came with a repaint of the Coronation set the MP11 Starscream came with, because he's a clone. I guess he gets everything Starscream got. He got his tech specs, and another Decepticon logo. And on the back you get hidden missile pods, opening canopy, just features his jet mode. He comes with a stand, and there's the robot mode. And I think I'll talk about, in the box you get instructions, which I have a little bit of a complaint about. The instructions go from robot to vehicle mode, but in the box he's packaged in vehicle mode. So when I got him out of the box, I kind of got confused on what I had to do and had to do it reverse, but oh well. He comes with this nice big stand, which you can see right there emblazoned as Sunstorm. Of course, it's a repaint of every Seeker stand. Nice Decepticon symbol there. And this configuration is for robot mode. If you want to, you can also display him in vehicle mode by having it in this configuration. And there are 2 ports here for his missiles, which are on him right now. But I'm not here to talk about this kitten. damn stand. I'm here to talk about this guy. Oh my word, this guy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I honestly think this is a Seeker done perfectly. He's in perfect proportion. All the details just not amazing, just breathtaking. He's quite tall. If you want a size comparison in robot mode, here is Blue Streak, and which apparently this is scaled correctly for the G1 cartoon. If you want another size comparison, here's the other classic Seeker I have to set Thundercracker. But this guy just rules. So what's different about him? Well, first off is the accent color here. I don't want to talk about it like that. Actually, I'll talk about what's different about this one is the shape of the head. I hope you can see, the shape of the head is different. This one, the toy one, and the MP11 is more accurate to the G1 cartoon. The arms are apparently remolded. I'm losing my thought. Sorry. These null rays are now on this little thing, so you can you don't have to detach them when you transform him. And what's a little bit more crucial is those right there. On the MP03, it didn't have heels, so he couldn't stand up normally without the use of the stand, which is not a problem on this MP11 guy because he can stand up perfectly. Now there is something I do want to mention. I've seen a lot of toy collectors long ago get a version of this mold and say, oh, his torso doesn't lock in. It is on a slider. I don't know how well you can see. As due to transformation, it slides up. But there's a right there. That little black part actually has a hole and pegs in right under it. So I can shake him all I want and he's not going to do the flopping thing. And even if I didn't do the peg, I haven't had him loose yet. So detail wise, he's amazing. All the little lines and rivets on his arms, just everything just blows my mind. There's so much to talk about that I lose my train of thought just looking at him, and I just want to play with him so much. I will get to, here you go, his extra weapons, little missiles, and one on each wing. The Decepticon symbols are upside down because that's accurate to Starscream. I think the selling point for me on this guy is the head. I like the tan brown color they gave his head. It gives him a little bit of difference when compared to the just regular Seeker black head. Combined with the red hot eyes, just that stare is just so amazing. And my second point of why I love this mold is the posability. So His head is on a ball joint, so you can get a nice range of motion. And due to the fact that it's a remolded head and this hole in here that it goes in is the same size as the MP03, the actual sides of his head are on springs, so they spring closed. You've also got these boob cannons, boob missiles, which are cool, which the deluxe Seekers never had. His shoulders are on. Oh, there we go. There he goes. There's the sliding. Now, I'm not going to transform him yet, but if you leave, I'll make a note of this. If you leave the arms like this, he's going to get stuck. What you have to do is flip the arms back up. And I know this is weird, but unfortunately you have to. And then slide him down, and he actually goes, well, sometimes. Sunstorm likes to give me a hard time on his finished robot mode. Let me just... why won't this work? Sunstorm, what are you doing? There we go. And I'll have to do that eventually. As I was saying, arm posability. You got a ratcheted shoulder in an out motion. You can go full 360. Bicep, double elbow, which is not for transformation, but is just lovely. And you've got ball jointed fingers, which is a first for me, and I honestly think it's my favorite point of posability just on this figure, because there's one signature pose that he could do, and as he stay together, I will show you. It is the legendary. This is how I have him posed. It's the make peace not war pose, and frankly, I love a transformer that could do that. Yes, if you don't know, a hand over a fist is symbolizes. I'm not being a very good talker today, aren't I? Make peace, not war, which is very significant to me personally. But, continuing the posability, you have, of course, is the bicep swivel, ball jointed fingers, and a ball jointed thumb. You have the back kibble on a hinge, which is due to transformation, which I will do in a bit. The wings, you can have them down like this, or up like here, which is rad, which I like to do. Legs are a bit limited. You've got about that much forward motion and a 90-degree ratcheted knee. This guy likes to come to pieces, I guess. Yeah, 90-degree knee. Sorry. All his joints are very tight, but I'll mention something in a second that I find is loose. You've got a front toe swivel, which I like personally a lot better than the generations you just fold up on a spring. And then you've got the heels. That's about it for posability in this mode. It is a little bit limited, but it also is also amazing. Now, transformation, as with all Masterpiece figures, is more complicated. So you might want to take notes. I'm going to start with the feet. Rotate the foot up, push it into place. Same on here. Oh, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but the kibble on the MPO3, which is just here on his hips, they remolded into his legs on sliders, with a nice click. So I'm happy for that. Coming around to the back, pop open this panel, fold in the heel, close down the panel, fold up the heel, close down the panel, and just fold out these yellow wings, which tend to pop off on me. Coming up to the head, you're going to want to get this going. Come around to the back, fold down the jet nose, and fold it through. Fold it up, and open his canopy, which does open, and fold down this little part to reveal the pilot, who I'll talk about in jet mode. Fold this up, and here's a bit of a point. You're going to have to press in Sunstorm's head. How well can this be shown on camera? There. So rotate his head through, click his fuselage into place, and then rotate these up. Rotate this torso bit up and around, like so. So it goes there, and the same on the other side. So you have that look. Now take the arms, and these joints are a little loose on mine, which isn't a problem in robot mode, but it's a little bit of a problem in jet mode. So ratchet them twice down, fold them like so. Now fold in the hands, and actually before that, fold down the thumb like so. Fold the fingers flush, slide it up, and then try and get it inside of his torso. There we go. So you have one arm done. It'd be a good time to slide the legs up right now, just so when you're doing it, if you're doing it later, you have a chance to pop things up here. I don't like that. And then peg the legs in together. And then you have the rear of his jet mode. Now what I like to do is take the null rays, extend them on this, rotate them at the top of the ball joint. You're just on a ball joint here and a ball joint here. So you have them ready to go in jet mode. And we're going to do the exact same thing to this arm. So second verse, same as the first. Fold the hands in, hand fold up. Oh yeah, the hand is also on a joint, which I forgot to mention. It's on a swivel, so if you're a stickler for that possibility, you got that there. Again, rotate the arm in. You want to hinge this side panel, skirt panel here, so it pegs in for his jet mode. And then you have the arms done, like so. Now I'm going to take the other no ray, fold it up on the ball joint, and there we go. And we're going to come to his wings and fold them once. They just peg into, here, there's a little slot and a little peg here that you can now fold in. Fold out these wing flaps, and once it's here, there's a double hinge here. You're going to push it in on the bottom part of the hinge, because if you push in just the top part of the hinge, it can pop off. And this is the most complicated part of the transformation. You're going to want to, I don't know how well you can see this, but there are a bunch of places it clips in. Like so. And there you have one wing done. Here's the other one. Extend, unpeg, fold in the peg, fold it down on the double hinge. There's holes here and here, and then just take it and get everything situated. And I will attach his missiles right now. No, I won't. But here you have his jet mode. And again, oh my word, this thing is just beautiful. It just feels like a big model of an F-15 with some extra panels on it, because I forget to flip them out. Let you in on something. When I got this thing out of the box and just held it in my hand, I just flew it around like an actual airplane, and I still kind of feel like doing that. This is just amazing. Look at the size of it. It's huge. So what do we got here? Well, we've got brilliant F-15, not a lot of visible robot kibble, minus, say, his backwards head. This little yellow peg here is supposedly where you peg that in, this little hole. So I will try that. I haven't gotten it to do it yet. See, it's supposed to go there, but it just keeps popping off. I don't know why. Oh well, I don't use the stand. You've got the nose cone opens up to review like a radar dish or something. In my opinion, that could be like a gun, which is cool. Now you see the white nose cone. The red and white accents are very nice. Of course, the canopy opens up, and oh look, a tiny dude. It's a very tiny dude. I don't know how well you can see the detail, but that's not a jumpsuit. It's a lab coat. And that's not a helmet. No. It's Mad Air. It's not a pilot. It's supposedly Dr. Arkville. That is a total treat, even though I'm not a guy who's watched G1. You've got all this molded in detail here. You can now see his other accenting color, the orange flames, which aren't very visible on his robot mode, but they're a subtle hint to his original colors of the orange. got the, whoa, camera's cutting off on me. Movable boosters or engines, which is nice. The wing flaps, of course, they pop off easily. Got the Decepticon logos. These flaps move. You've got this air brake here on a hinge. I don't know how that's supposedly going to stop him in the air. I'm not the best with planes, but I've heard Bolt Matrix is, so you'll look him up if you or ask him a question, I guess. And you've got landing gear. So fold out this. I say a lot, don't I? Fold out this panel, and it's kind of hard to get at, but I take my nail clippers and just wedge them in there. Fold that panel back up. Put the nail clippers away. This is a long video. And there you've got one piece of landing gear. Fold down these. You've got all your landing gear, which with functioning wheels, which is a treat. Give me a second. His arm's not folded in properly. There we go. Oh, visible hands. But overall, this thing is pretty amazing. I'd have to say it is my favorite mold in my collection, and just the biggest. Well, I would say that, but I've checked, and Bruticus is still a bit bigger. Bruticus is still my biggest in my collection, but this guy's second. And if you want a size comparison, we'll get old Generations Thundercracker here, transformed into his alt mode. Which doesn't take too long. Takes longer than I thought. So here is Generations Thundercracker, the deluxe version of an F-15, and here we have the oh my god. Here we have the Masterpiece version. You can see they do a lot of things similarly. From the wings, the big wings here folding up to the what do I say? You can just look at it. A lot of stuff they've done the same, but this guy has the attention to detail and so many more steps than this guy, which make him overall a better look. I mean, with Deluxe you can see that's obviously a torso. With the Masterpiece one, it's not obvious where a torso is. So that about wraps up Masterpiece Sunstorm. Now heed my warning a bit. This guy did cost me $100. If you haven't found him yet in your local Toys R Us, it's going to cost you more than $100. Now, do I recommend this guy? Absolutely. To a collector that can afford him. If you're a collector who let's face it, is rather cheap, like I am, then this may not be the guy for you. It just happened to be at a time where I could afford them. Then go for this. This guy is more collectible, and he has a lot more repaints. Plus, he's a lot cheaper. So, if you're just looking for a Seeker and on the cheap, go for Deluxe. Go for like Skywarp and Starscream and Ramjet and Thrust and Dirge. But if your wallet can take the $100 chop from this guy, I say absolutely go for this. But I say go for one and pick the character you really want. So there's Sunstorm, of course, Acid Storm, if you want one of the Rainmakers, if they appeal to you. And then, of course, there's Thundercracker in this mold, and Starscream with the Coronation set, if you want to go to Japan. Or you can also go for the Japanese version of this guy. Or you can go for Ghost Starscream to represent him after he got killed in the G1 movie. So that about wraps up Masterpiece Sunstorm. I've been That Weird Collector. You've been awesome, and I'll check you next time.